talking about the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. So, in 1503, Leonardo da Vinci returned back to Florence to help out with the project. The project was to divert the Arno River behind the town of Pisa to deprive the city of access to the sea. However, his idea needed way too much money, way too many workers, and there wasn't enough land to have access for the piece that he needed because it was so ginormous. So they went with their own idea and said, sorry, we're not going to take your idea, which left him with a lot of free time. So with his free time, he started the Mona Lisa, and he started the Mona Lisa between 1503 and 1504. The Mona Lisa was actually based off of a real Florentine woman. Her name was Lisa Gradini. The piece was a commission work for her from her husband. It was to celebrate their newest son and their new house. The painting actually wasn't very popular to the world yet until 1911. In 1911, on August 12th, it was stolen right off the walls of the Louvre in Paris. Valencio Perugio was a worker at the museum, and he came in on one of his days off dressed like a normal tourist, and then he hid in a broom closet. Then, once the museum closed, he came out and grabbed the painting and hid it under his smock. Then, once the doors opened, he was dressed like a worker, so they thought he was just a worker. And then he walked out the front door with the painting under his smock, as if nothing happened. Excuse me. A famous poet who had before the theft had said that he wanted the whole place to burn to the ground was actually the first one to be accused of the crime. It wasn't him, but a lot of people thought it was. He tried to shift the blame over to Pablo Picasso. However, there was lack of evidence, so both of them were released. So, the resurface. For 2 years, it was sitting in Valencio's closet in his small apartment. And after 2 years, he was kind of getting antsy, and he was like, okay, I'm ready for it to not be here anymore. So he decided to take a trip over to Florence to his hometown to see his family and just to make a general visit. And while he was there, he contacted a local art gallery owner, and he said, hey, I am in possession of the Mona Lisa, and I want to sell it to you. They didn't believe him at first. They thought that maybe he was lying, or they had no idea. So they were suspicious, basically, because who wouldn't be? It's the Mona Lisa. They asked if he could come in and bring it, so he did. Then when they had it, they saw that it was indeed the actual Mona Lisa. So they told him that they wanted to look at it overnight. So he was nervous about it, but he left it with them. And when he left it with them, they contacted the police, and soon after that, there was an investigation started, and soon after, he was arrested. He ended up staying in jail for 6 months, and after he was released, a lot of people cheered for him because he stated that the only reason he stole it was because he wanted it to be in an Italian museum instead of a French one. Sorry. He said that Da Vinci was Italian, not French, so therefore the painting should be in an Italian museum, not a French one. The Mona Lisa is actually very popular for multiple reasons, but some of the reasons are because she was the first... The Mona Lisa is one of the first paintings to have a model sitting behind a background, or sitting upon a background. She's also in an upright sitting position, posed like the Virgin Mary, which symbolizes womanhood, which some believe is in correlation with her, or with the painting being a commission to celebrate the birth of their son, because womanhood, son. Her smile is an optical illusion which uses perspective and shadow work. Some people see her smile, some people see her frowning, and it just kind of depends how you look at it. So, a lot of people a lot of people have stated that the painting watches you with her eyes. It's not that it actually moves. What actually is that if something is painted less than 5 degrees off from looking straight, it will feel like at all angles the painting is looking at you, which is pretty cool. It's something that redesigned the rules of contemporary art and is still used today in curriculum for schools. The painting was finally finished in 1517. It can be found in the Louvre in Paris today. They actually have to keep it in bulletproof glass because there's been multiple issues in the past where vandals have happened. Someone has tried to throw their cup at it to ruin it and try to steal it, so now it has to stay behind a bulletproof glass. It's actually a priceless art piece. Da Vinci is a really great artist. He gave other artists inspiration and courage to be unique with their own artwork, and a lot of his artwork can be found all around the world today. This was the Mona Lisa by Da Vinci.